Welcome to Breaking News 247 presents.
Muslim refugee Mohammed Yunus Alabama Jaib, who was living in former President Barack Obama's hometown, was recently arrested on terrorism-related charges. However, he shocked the court during his trial when he made a damning accusation that is directly connected to Obama himself. After 8 years of funding Islamic dictators, releasing GMO terrorists, and praising Islam's contributions to the world, it's no secret that former President Barack Obama had a particular affinity for Muslims and their ideology. Of course, being born, raised, and educated as a Muslim undeniably had an impact on the former U.S. leader, which was evident in his sympathetic approach toward the Muslim world, even in the face of Islamic terrorism's global oppression and brutality. One young Muslim militant who would have likely elicited compassion from Obama during his areas was Mohammed Yunus Alabama Jaib, a 24-year-old Iraqi refugee who up until his 2016 arrest paraded his terrorist affiliations right under the noses of the federal authorities. Unfortunately for the former commander-in-chief, Al-Jaib's trial has rendered a disturbing accusation that once again thrusts Obama's terror ties under the microscope. According to Fox News, the Iraqi-born Palestinian refugee turned Islamic terrorist has filed a motion for dismissal of his case via the claim that his disturbing crimes in Syria should not be considered terrorist activity because he was fighting for the Syrian rebels who Obama had supported and armed during his devastating meddling efforts to topple the Bashar al-Assad regime. In the Chicago Federal Court on January 16, Al-Jaib's legal team shocked the media when they cited the internationally recognized doctrine of combatant immunity, which protects soldiers who are fighting in wars between nations from prosecution, making the argument that since Obama had supported terrorist fighters like their clan, he should not be charged. The disturbing claim not only revives Obama's Syrian rebels scandal but showcases that his involvement in the Middle Eastern countries' conflict directly supported terrorists and terror-related causes. Al-Jaib's attorneys suggested that their client joined, not terrorists, but the same Syrian rebels that the Obama administration equipped and funded, which should extend immunity reserved for official armies to the Muslim militant. Alarmingly, if the court rules in favor of the request for dismissal, it would set a precedent for many other Islamic terrorists who fled the U.S. to fight in the Syrian conflict. The problem with Al-Jaib's claim is that the Syrian rebels he joined were associated with a group called Ansar al-Sham, which is linked to designated terrorist groups Ansar al-Islam, which pledged allegiance to ISIS, and Al-Qaeda Syrian affiliate al-Nusra. The connection not only points to Al-Jaib's terror ties but Obama's as well, proving yet another layer to one of his many presidential scandals. Al-Jaib portrays the typical Muslim refugee turned militant with his declarations for jihad and determination to die a martyr in accordance with the Quran's commands. In 2013, Al-Jaib expressed his devotion to Islam's tenets with Omar Farhi Saeed Alabama Hardin of Houston, according to an FBI affidavit. Barack Obama's freedom fighters are taking the fall while he washes his hands of his involvement in the Syrian conflict, which undeniably made conditions far worse for the Syrian people. His ties to terrorist groups, causes, and regimes are still surfacing over a year after leaving the White House, proving that his scandals are much deeper than we ever could have imagined. Not only has Obama's legacy resulted in the uprising of terrorism and the empowerment of oppressive regimes, his criminal actions have left a bloody mess for President Donald Trump. Fortunately, Trump isn't following in his predecessor's footsteps by funding and supporting foreign terrorists as pawns in a global chess game.